Everything is awesome. Hey everybody, it's your boy Kevin over at BibleWellness.com. I just real quickly want to do a review of expose some of the secrets of the new Lego movie. Given that I have small children, they've been captured by this song. You know, everything is awesome. They've been captured by the commercial and the trailers of this movie, the Lego movie. So I guess I have to sit down and just take a look at it and just in my research and things, I wasn't surprised about some of the things, some of the themes that I found in this movie, and you may find in this movie as well when you go see it and when you research it too. Just given that Hollywood is nothing but a sorcerer's wand waving its magic over the masses to bring us and insert us into the New World Order or the beast system, however you want to say it. I just figured this movie would be rife with all kinds of propaganda and themes, and lo and behold, what do you know? It is, in my opinion, in my view. And I'm just going to real quick take a look at like 3 points, and we'll see if you see it like I do, if you come to some of the same conclusions. Given that this is BibleWellness.com, we're going to review this movie and from a biblical perspective, and just kind of see what you think, see what kind of interesting paths we can come around to. But you can go online and read the whole synopsis of the movie. But in short, the movie's about an ordinary Lego minifigure mistakenly thought to be the extraordinary master builder who's recruited to join a quest to stop an evil Lego tyrant from gluing the universe together. So already off the bat, we can see a few themes, but just three things I want to point out about this movie, three secrets I want to expose and kind of harp on is that first, uh, the movie speaks to and exposes that there are special interest, elites, the corporations or you know businesses who work in hand in hand with the government, which is known as fascism, to control the world in which we live. Just notice the villain's name, Lord Business. You know, he's the evil guy. He's the evil corporation seeking to enslave and glue the masses into perfect harmony under his control. So right off the bat, we got an evil tyrant named Lord Business who is seeking to enslave the masses and keep them permanently in their positions of ordinariness and living under his heavy hand of control as he extracts all the resources from the people and lives a nice and plush, luxurious life while we shop at Starbucks and get $37 coffee and uh, don't really use our imaginations, but we just go about our day-to-day jobs singing everything is awesome as long as we're trendy and that we just love the propaganda that is being put out uh, against us. So right off the bat, we can see the theme of this. There are, in the movie that there's an evil tyrant seeking to enslave the masses, but lo and behold, from a biblical perspective, we're in a spiritual war under the between good and evil. Evil seeks to enslave the masses. Good seeks to free the masses. Um, and I can go through a few Bible verses just to kind of back that up. Isaiah 14:12, Lucifer seeks to be like God. 1 Chronicles 21:1, Satan moved David. It's an example of the spiritual influence that Satan had, or Satan was working in the background that played out in our material world. And then also the same thing we can see in Daniel chapter 13, where the Prince of Persia is a regional principality in which that one angel had to call on some help, and it took him 21 days just to get past this regional principality. So we can see that behind the scenes there are spiritual forces, entities that are working on both sides, that's affecting us in the world that we live in. Let's see, Revelations 12:9. Satan and friends um, came to earth, control earth. And then Psalms 2:2, the kings conspire against God, the kings of the earth conspire against God. Revelations 13:16 through 17. By the time we get to that chapter of Revelations 13, the whole world is under the control of the evil tyrant, um, who's ruling the world, and he's doing it by our money, by buying and controlling what we can buy and sell. And he forces those who wants to enter into this system. They have to take a mark and worship his image, which is worshiping him, the evil tyrant, which is Satan incarnate. So, and just looking at, that's one point I wanted to bring out. Another point I wanted to bring out was that the Lord Business uses a buffet of stratagems or tactics to keep the masses enslaved. The music is dumbed down. Uh, the level of inflation with their money is to the point where they're just living check to check. You'll see, in the movie, he's a construction worker, but he's buying $37 coffee, which nobody can buy $37 coffee and get out of poverty. You know what I'm saying? And then you got the music, which keeps you mentally and emotionally controlled. Talk about everything's awesome, don't work you ordinary. Keeps you focused on being trendy. Uh, and also what we see that along socialism is pushed under the heavy hand of fascism, and that everything is awesome and cool as long as you don't stick out, as long as you're ordinary. We don't want you to be extraordinary. We just want you to be ordinary. So, and we can see we can see this today in the real world, in that through food and nutrition, we no longer have real food, but we have food products that are dumbing us down, destroying us at a DNA level, rendering us infertile, increasing our diseases such as cancer, diabetes, we're overweight, just a whole host of Alzheimer's. The list is endless. And then also GMOs, genetically modified GMO foods, organisms, um, electricity, EMP toxicity, lack of sleep, we're stressed out, we're compartmentalized, we spend most of our lives on social media in compartments and rooms, separated from each other, not really interacting, but it's more on a superficial, virtual level. Um, so this is another point I wanted to bring out. Another point I want to bring up as far as the means of control that the tyrant uses is he seeks the militarized police on us. In the Lego movie, you got the good cop, bad cop, who's working for Lord Business. So Lord Business has a police state going on as well as part of his strategy or his stratagem to keep the masses in line. And we can see this as well taking place in our world. And then lastly, the last thing I wanted to focus on was um, we're made in the image of God, so we're very powerful individuals alone, but we're even more powerful when we work together. And in the movie, you'll see that the ordinary character, I forgot his name, Emmett something, the ordinary character who has the piece of resistance, realizes that together all the superheroes are even more powerful, and they can accomplish some big things when they take their individuality and they combine it together in the spirit of good, in the spirit of uplifting the block world, humanity. So and that speaks to us in the real world from a biblical perspective, and that in Genesis 11, verse 6, we see that God himself had to come down and mitigate and put to kind of slow down the plans of the enemy and what he was doing through man. And that because man was of one language and because man was working together in unity, they were working under the influence of the evil one, and they were carrying out some things that God said, if I don't come down myself and do something about this, nothing will be withheld from them because of their imagination. And it speaks to why we in our schools today, when you do research with Common Core curriculum and public schooling, we're being turned into biological robots, devoid of being creative and devoid of using our imaginations, because our imaginations are very powerful, and with our imagination comes the ability to escape any circumstance, any chain, any limit, any boundary that is placed upon us. We're very powerful. So, and this is in the real world. And when you're empowered, take that and you empower that with the Spirit of Christ, you're unstoppable. You're more than a conqueror, as the Bible says. So that's another element I want to bring into it. And then Matthew 18 and 20, and Jesus says where two or three are in his name, he's there. So and Christ says that he's everything consists in him, that he's the beginning and the end. So when you have Christ, you're more than the world. When you have Christ in you, you're more than the world that's against you. And then also Leviticus 26 and 8, it talks about 5 putting 100 to flight, 100 putting 10,000 to flight when you're empowered with Christ. So we're very powerful creatures. We're very powerful beings. And the enemy is hard at work to make sure we don't realize this, because we could easily squash them um, with in conjunction, in harmony, when we're in harmony in relationship with the Father. So just looking at the Lego movie, some secrets, some hidden agendas, some subliminal messages that I'm looking to bring to your forefront if you go see the movie. There's no spoiler alerts on what I just said, so I just gave you a basic synopsis and some things to look for, and these are some secrets that I'm exposing and uncovering, so that you don't go in blind and unfiltered to the seeds that's been planted, as you and your kids enjoy a nice, entertaining Hollywood flick. So this is Kevin over at BibleWellness.com. Hit like, share, leave your comments, and also don't forget to sign up in the newsletter in the right hand margin of the page. And I'm talking softly like this because I'm in the library and I don't want to get kicked out. So you might have to turn your volume up a little extra high this time. Alright? Let's see.